One of the most beautiful things about football was this. The game flowed. From minute 1 to 45, then from 46 to 90. Sometimes it sped up, sometimes it slowed down, sometimes it turned into chaos. Still pulled by the same invisible thread. But it flowed, because football's rhythm is its identity. Then suddenly, the whistle blows. The players stop. The goalkeeper drinks water, the coach brings out the board, and the fan at home thinks, wait, where did this break come from? The official name is simple, a water break. Very innocent, very responsible, very difficult to argue against. Because who exactly is against players drinking water in hot weather? But this is not really about water. This is about football stopping. And when football stops, the most valuable thing inside the game changes. Rhythm. In football, momentum is invisible, but it is real. A team builds pressure. The opponent cannot get out. The crowd gets louder. The defense starts to panic. Then the whistle comes. Everyone stops. Players drink. Coaches talk. The defense breathes. The pressure disappears. The attacking side has to start building the same storm all over again from scratch. Same match, different energy. That is the first effect of a water break. It does not only rest the players, it rescues the team under pressure. If a team is drowning, this break gives them oxygen. If a team is dominating, this break slows them down. And then comes the second effect, tactics. Normally, a coach has limited moments to speak. Before the match, at halftime, maybe from the touchline. But with water breaks, football gets an extra lesson in the middle of the game. The coach calls the players over. He adjusts positioning. He changes instructions. Suddenly, the team is reset. And that tiny reset can turn panic into structure before the opponent smells weakness again. So this is no longer just drinking water. This is a tactical break. Football has discovered the timeout. Here is the issue. What makes football different is its uninterrupted flow. In other sports, stoppages are normal. In football, the game is meant to solve itself. But now, just as pressure builds, the game can stop. Just as a team is struggling, everyone goes to a meeting. The third effect is more controversial. Broadcasting. Let's be clear, player welfare matters. In extreme heat, water breaks make sense. Especially when every sprint starts to feel heavier. But what bothers people is the timing. When these breaks become predictable and useful for television, viewers start asking, is this really only for the players? Because what begins as player welfare can start to feel like a broadcast break. And in football, perception matters. That is where the water break stands now. 1 foot in player welfare, 1 foot in tactics, 1 foot in broadcasting, not exactly balanced. And once balance disappears, the smallest pause can start behaving like a real tactical advantage. The most surprising part is this. A water break does not appear on the scoreboard, but it can change the score. Because goals do not only come from shots, they come from pressure, fatigue, and mistakes. A water break can cut that chain. It does not score a goal, but it can stop one. And in a World Cup, that matters. Break a team's rhythm and the match changes. Give a defense a breath and the score can change. Give a coach another chance to speak and the plan changes. Then after the match, everyone looks at the numbers. Shots, possession, expected goals. But nobody writes this down. Momentum died in the 27th minute. Because momentum does not fit into statistics, but anyone watching can feel when it disappears. That is why FIFA's water breaks cannot be treated as just a small health detail. Yes, players should drink water. Yes, safety matters. But this also has to be accepted. These breaks are changing football's flow. They reduce pressure. They give coaches more control. They give struggling teams a second chance. Football used to be 2 halves. Now sometimes it feels like 4. Chaos used to grow naturally. Now chaos has a schedule. So no, this is not just a water break. It is a rhythm break, a tactical break, a broadcast break. The water bottle may be small, but the effect is big. The game is still the same game, but now there are things interrupting it. And while we watch it, it does not feel the same anymore. If you like this content, subscribe because the next one will be even better. You're welcome.